Okay, the next step in our cell analogy is the endomembrane system, and that incorporates all of these things here that we'll be talking about in a second. And if you think about it for your factory, it's the entire manufacturing and shipping for that factory. It makes whatever it's making and it ships it out to wherever it needs to go. It is going to include all of these things. The rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the ribosomes where proteins are made, and then they get in these transport vessels and move them over the Golgi apparatus where they might modify them a little bit, add something to it, and then package it and ship it out wherever it's going to go or get digested, whatever. All right, so you got kind of an idea on that. So the endomembrane system is all of that stuff together. So let's break it down. Here's the endoplasmic reticulum. That includes the rough ER, there's the E and R, and the smooth ER. Those are these guys right here. This rough one is called rough because it has those little bumps all over it. There are little red dots in our diagram. Those are ribosomes. That's where we're going to make proteins because ribosomes make proteins. The smooth ER don't have the little bumps on them. Oops, sorry, pointing in the wrong place. Smooth ER is over here. And those, since they don't have ribosomes, that's where we make our fats, the lipids. So in our factory, that's the site for product building, whatever our factory is building. Then let's talk about more specifics, the ribosomes. Those are those little red dots on here. So we'll call those the factory floor. They're the site where actual protein building happens, protein synthesis, and it produces all the proteins. We produce all the proteins we need for our cell on those little teeny red dots. So whatever you're making in your factory, that's where your product's being created. The Golgi apparatus, it modifies, sorts, and packages. So in a factory, that would be packing and shipping probably. Maybe it's labeling, packing, and shipping. And so this Golgi apparatus, always my favorite organelle, I have to admit, gets this transport vesicle of proteins, and say we want to change it a little bit. We add something to it. It's using, this is the base protein, and it might add a few functional groups to change it into something else, and then packages it and ships it out. Lysosomes are these wonderful things that they're the only ones that don't create something in the whole cell, the organelles. Lysosomes digest. So if we have macromolecules we've saved energy in, remember from last module, we have a starch molecule, say if your plant had a starch molecule saved, this guy's that's going to be the one that breaks it down so you can access that energy and grow in the spring, right? So lysosomes are going to do that. They're also going to break down, if we have old cell parts that aren't working very well anymore, got too old, we need to replace them, it breaks those down into raw ingredients so we can use them again. Lysosomes, really, really important. I already said this. They're actually producing nothing, and they're vesicles produced by the Golgi apparatus that serve to digest molecules or portions of the cell. So my factory analogy, I was thinking those are maintenance. They go and clean things up, fix things, rebuild, break things down. So got the gist of that. So how does a protein go through there? The correct sequence is it's produced in the rough ER on the ribosomes, it's shipped to the Golgi apparatus in a vesicle, and then it's maybe modified, put in another vesicle, and then moved to the plasma membrane where it kind of just merges when it does it. They don't have a picture here, but it just comes to the plasma membrane, and the membrane of that vesicle merges with it, and then it opens to the outside. It's kind of cool. So from here to here to here, and then to the outside probably. Vacuoles, how are they different from vesicles? Well, vesicles are smaller. They're both membranous sacs. Vacuoles tend to be larger, and the one that you'll hear most about are the central vacuole of a plant. This is what makes your plant turgid, stand up and not be wilted. And so it keeps extra water in there as well as other nutrients and minerals storage. So basically vacuoles are storage. So factory analogy, storage of building materials. And plants, while we're talking about them, have a cell wall. And so animals don't. Plants are the only ones that do of the eukaryotes.